A little late, I do realise that, but we've been having a few technical difficulties as well. It is 22.4 degrees downtown. That's not too bad, actually. That's what the weatherman said was going to be our high. Barbara says 25 today. I'm saying 26, so we've still got plenty of day to go. Fingers crossed. Anyway, it is Tuesday, February 23rd, and I'm absolutely elated. Literally. Very, very happy about this. Going all the way over to Alberta, Canada, catching up with a young group called NewLaw. But first of all, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107fm. And, well, you know something? Absolutely brilliant day today. It really, really is. Catching up with some young men called NewLaw. We're going to run down that. But first of all, for you guys that are watching this live on Facebook Live right now, got to thank you guys for joining us. It is always a pleasure to have you on board. If you're going to watch it a little later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? Yeah, you do. Yes. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell. Notifications, you know it. Yeah, when this happens, we get important people, you know what I mean? So, let's do this first. NewLaw, joining us live out of Alberta, and loved for being you, right here at Galaxy. So how you feeling, guys? You okay?
Yeah, we're great. That's awesome.
Nice. God, that's a horrible photo. Technology, isn't it fun?
Oh, you've gone off it now.
Oh, gone off it. Oh no, better go back on it. Come here. There you go. This is...
Oh, it's back to me.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, that's a better picture. So guys, welcome to Galaxy. It is an absolute pleasure to have you gentlemen with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
So you're all multi-talented as far as the instruments go. Do you, in the middle of the night, play with each other's toys?
Not very often. You know, if you play an instrument in the middle of the night, some people tend to get upset. So not usually in the middle of the night, no.
Well, I tell you, I'd be the first person to sneak out there and start playing with somebody else's guitar and really changing it to my style so that when they go to pick it up, it's like, nah. Nah.
I actually play guitar left-handed, and it's not actually the reason, but that's the reason why I play left-handed, is so my brothers can't play my guitar.
Okay. Does anybody spit on the microphones?
Not on purpose, but
You know what you'd be doing with this guy, Bri? You'd be putting some baby gel on his microphone.
oh yeah.
Right, when he gets nice and close to it, his lips will go all numb and he won't be able to sing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Believe me, I've done it to somebody myself. I was getting really rusted up 58s, and it was because my lead singer was a spitter. So I just, I cured him of it. Oh, we finished the song.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I need to turn
Yeah,
the sound
we
off
finished it
too.
So we're going to go live, guys. Let's have some fun. Okay? right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live by the three brothers themselves. You can tell they're twins. Yeah, one's 24, one's 22, and one's 18. I got that right, didn't I? I'm joined by New Law right here at Galaxy. Now, guys, how did you come to the name?
You want to listen? Yeah, so it's actually a funny story. We were taking a whole bunch of our names and just throwing them into like random word generators, and so we ended up throwing a bunch of our middle names into a random word generator, and it picked up a bunch of letters, and it came up with New Law. So yeah, so my middle name is Newton, so it took the new from that. And then my middle name is Lewis, so that's the L and the W in the word law. And then my middle name is Jacob, so I get the A in law.
That's cool. I was worried about the W.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, it could have been something really weird, you know. Believe me. And computers don't, they don't have a sense of humour at all, really, do they? So, interesting way to make a name for a band. But you guys have been playing for some time together, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. I mean, we're brothers, so we grew up playing music together, you know. Even when we were first learning piano, you know, we tried to play like Chopsticks together, or like Heart and Soul, or something like the classic piano duets.
So were the parents musical as well?
No, they are not. I think that's kind of the reason why they pushed us so hard in music, is because they weren't musical, but kind of regret that part and wish that they were more musical.
Well, it looks like they've invested in you over your careers. I mean, I'm loving the look on the piano behind you, and all of the toys that you've got there. Believe me, I'm kind of gravitating to the wires. You see, I'm an engineer. I look at wires and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And believe me, I kind of gravitate to that and say, yeah, where's the desk? You know what I mean, right? Just got to check that out. Do you guys actually have your own studio there?
We don't have our own studio. We'll do a little bit of recording. We've just been getting into it a little bit here, but most of the time we'll go to a different studio to record.
Okay, yeah, and believe me, I've been having a little read here, and believe me, a good friend, I've got Black Mountain Whiskey Rebellion. Now, a good friend of mine is Clayton Bellamy. Do you know him?
Yeah, we do. We just got in contact with him. We're going to do some songwriting with him coming up here, so.
Okay, well, the next time you see him, give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
Sounds good. We will do that.
Nice. Now, I've got first of all, let's give a few shout-outs. Steve Romack, thank you for joining us. Dwayne, good on you, Dwayne. Nice to have Dwayne Watson joining us as well. Legendary outlaw artist in his own right, coming out of British Columbia. Dave Watkins, nice to have you with us as well. Now, fan question for you guys, and believe me, this is really, really important. As a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, do you respond?
Yeah, so you can find us on all social media at NewLaw Brothers, and we do respond to every single message we get. So, yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that, because now you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans. Believe me, you'll be there all day, my friend. You really, really will. At the same time, do you have a website? Can we download music from your website? Besides being on all the major platforms, you know, like Spotify and iTunes, places like that. Do you have anything on your website that we can go to?
Yes, our website is newlawbrothers.com, and we do have music there, but we are currently redoing our whole website, so it's going to have a totally different look, totally different feel within the next week or so. But yes, you can go check out our website. There's music there now, and there will be music there in a week as well.
You know, websites, believe me, what a nightmare doing new ones of those. It takes a bit. Now, on your website, are you or do you have a merch store?
Yeah, so we do have merch for sale. We do have it posted on our website. So currently we don't have a way to buy it through the website, but if you just send us an Instagram message or a Facebook message, or even contact us through the website and let us know what you want, we have a list of everything we have there. We'll make sure that people can get it however they want to. So. That's
very cool, and I'm going to talk to you about a bit of merch a little later on down the track. But Ty, I'm loving your shirt. Tell me about your shirt.
Thank you. This is actually a gig that we played a couple years ago. It was a charity. They take in people off the street, homeless people, and they teach them how to fix up bicycles. And then, to give them a job, help them get off the street. So we played at a charity event for them. So that's what this shirt is.
You know, I've heard of this. Somebody else was telling me about that not so long ago as well, actually. So that's a good cause. I'm pleased you gave it a plug, actually. I really am. Now, at the same time, we kicked off the show today, Loved for Being You. Tell me about that. How did you guys come to the lyrics?
Yeah, so I actually wrote this song with a good friend of mine named Jimmy Nito, and I wanted to write a song just as kind of an anthem to young people, that they don't have to look a certain way or act a certain way, because there's so much pressure today in social media that you need to try to be like this person. So I wanted to write a song that would just be a good message to young kids, and especially young girls, that you are loved for who you are, and you don't have to try to be anyone else but just you. So
That's very admirable, believe me, it really, really is. I love writing messages to young girls as well, I got to be honest. Yeah, usually my daughter, actually. It usually is. Tina Bushikas, is that right? Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry if I mucked up your name there, but thank you very, very much for joining us. Now, believe me, it could be quite breathtaking in its own right. It really, really could. This band, and I'm finding it very, very difficult these days to get through a breakfast show Monday to Friday without playing at least 1, 2, and or 3 tracks. You guys are just absolutely eating these young men up. Now, as I said, it could be breathtaking. Tell me about Take My Breath Away. How did you come to this?
Yeah, so that's another song actually that I wrote a few years ago. At the time, I liked this girl, and I just thought about I wanted to write a song that would kind of explain my feelings and get it on a piece of paper and just what I was feeling at the time. So this was one of the probably first love songs that we recorded. So yeah.
Well, I got to be honest with you, believe me, the audio audience that we have, they do send in a lot of requests every day, believe me, they really, really do. This one is your second most requested song, it really is. 1,733 requests so far for it, and still climbing. So, right here at Galaxy is NewLaw and Take My Breath Away. How you going, guys? You okay?
Yeah, great. Well, that's crazy. That's a lot of requests.
Oh, wait until you hear the next one. That's your second most requested song, my goodness. And believe me, I would really, really love to be able to do another one with these missing tracks. I had no idea until I walked in a couple of minutes ago that there was supposed to be more tracks. But if you would love to come back, I would love to have you again.
Yeah, we would love to come back as well. So.
Awesome. Now, it's a surreal time right now with this COVID virus thing going on. How are you guys coping? You okay?
Yeah, not too bad. It's helpful being, together. It would be hard if you were somebody living alone or something like that, but it's good to be trapped in a house with your brothers. At least you can make some fun out of it, for sure.
Well, at least you could write some really cool music about it. That's one thing. Unfortunately, I talk to a lot of musicians, and they're all segregated in their own homes, you know what I mean? And they're still trying to come to the grips with the idea of actually recording things via Zoom, Skype, da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. But that's just the new age right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You guys...
We've done a couple of songwriting sessions like over Zoom. It's generally not the same. It's pretty difficult.
It really is, but still, you've got to make the most of what you've got. Having said that, though, you guys have got the advantage. You're right there, you know what I mean? So I think you're ahead of the game already. I really do. Oh, John Pater is watching.
Yes.
Nice to have you along, John. Absolute fan. I love Ashley's work. I really, really do. And you're releasing something new with us very, very shortly. I'm excited about
Some
that.
nice young lads that
Yeah,
actually
there
can,
is some very nice young lads. We have a young lady on the charts right now. She's holding in at two different places in the charts, one at number 5 and one at number 9. And she's been there for a number of weeks. I mean, I watch bands go up and down the charts like crazy, but this lady literally has stayed there. She's only 17 too, by the way, and she is making a huge, huge hit here at Galaxy. I should actually introduce you guys. You never know what you might come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And believe me, she does a lot of modelling and stuff like that as well, you know, for TV and stuff. So. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and I've really got to ask this. What was it like being on America's Got Talent?
It was amazing. I mean, especially me, I watched the show all growing up. There were just like, I would say probably 8 years in a row I didn't miss an episode. So to be on the show, it like didn't even feel real. I had to remind myself that like, you know, Simon Cowell was actually talking to me. I wasn't just like watching it, I was him talk to somebody else. Yeah, it's like, honestly, it was kind of like you're watching like a big screen. And then it was almost like you were watching America's Got Talent in 3D, and you're the one on stage, you're the one they're talking to. It was surreal. It was such a close experience. It was pretty cool. It set 2020 pretty high in terms of a standard, so 2021 we're expecting some pretty big things.
Well, I tell you what, I've actually got a friend of mine, he was a runner-up on it way back in the day, I've got to be honest. He actually coaches people now who go in there and get to a certain level. He coaches them after that, if you know what I mean, and gets them that final preparation. His name is Manny Cabot, by the way, and very, very talented man in his own right. And love to have you along as well, Manny. Got a new album out too, I've heard. Gonna have to look into that. Having said that, now, we were talking very, very briefly about how surreal the time is right now, and this COVID virus thing has been rather, well, it hasn't been good for the music industry. Let's call a bone a bone. It really hasn't. I mean, it's closed down concerts, it's done all sorts of weird and wonderful things, and believe me, we here in New Zealand, Barbara is a promoter. She brings bands into the country, tours them up and down the countryside, even over in Australia. But for a year, there's been no employment. You know what I mean? I can't pay our staff out except for have them on hold, which is a pain. But, you know, for me, as an engineer, I'm not only a recording engineer, I'm a front of house engineer as well. I notice how bands, when they get in front of a crowd, the crowd feeds the energy to the band feeds off the crowd, feeds it back to the crowd again. You know what I mean? We can't do that right now. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but at the same time, when you are doing these new virtual shows, it doesn't feel the same. It really, really doesn't. And I've got to be honest with you, I can't see myself getting all excited, getting all dressed up, and heading off to the lounge. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As an artist, would you be able to work comfortably with that as well?
Yeah, I mean, we've tried to do some, like, live shows and stuff, and you're right, it's just not the same. Like, when you're looking into a computer and you can't even, you know, you finish a song and there's, like, no applause. You know, it's just so, it's such a strange thing. So we're trying to come up with ways that, you know, we can sort of get that you know, fan to us interaction as best we can, but it's really difficult.
It is, and a lot of people say to me, you know, Grant, will it ever come back again? I'm saying, yes, it will come back, but it will come back with a new kind of look at it, if you know what I mean. We will still have the virtual wall interactions, and we will have crowds. I think, you know, we'll have smaller crowds and then we'll build up again. It's only natural, but don't write it off. We will have concerts again, I promise. And you know something, I've worked with some of the biggest bands in the world, I really, really have. I couldn't do, I mean, we are looking here at bringing in a virtual wall and interacting with other people so that when we're doing interviews like this, they can ask the questions virtually straight to you via our systems, you know what I mean? And that makes not only our now fans that much more, but it also emulates our artists that we're talking to, not just talking to me now, if you know what I mean. We can pass those messages on backwards and forwards, which is, I think, fantastic. But I couldn't do that if it was a concert, you know what I mean? It just, you know, one of the scariest things, and I've got to be honest with you, I'm very comfortable in front of 1,000 to 150,000 people, no worries, can do it. Put me in a room full of 75 old folks, I'm stuffed. Absolutely stuffed, can't do it. Believe me, it's happened. Somebody wanted me to do a speech on Galaxy to the Retired Business Association, and you know, about 75, 80 old folks standing there, well, actually sitting there staring at you, no music, scariest time of the world, you know what I mean? And then at the same time, as I'm going into this, I said to my friend, I said, you know, this is rather worrying. It's something I'm a little uncomfortable with. I'm not kind of used to doing this. He goes, don't worry, just imagine them all naked. That was the worst thing he could have ever said.
I agree, yeah.
I got up on stage and almost lost it. I really did. You know, I'm like, yuck. Really. And you can't tell them, you know, this is why I'm laughing at you. I'm sorry. You can't, but believe me, it's very, very scary. Have you got plans in the near future of getting back on the road again, getting back in front of crowds? Is there any respite coming your way?
I mean, it's the plan. We want to get out there, we want to travel, we want to get in front of people again, but right now, we still can't in terms of the restrictions, so yeah, just waiting for that, hoping our cases lower a little bit with COVID and we can get back out there, because that is the dream. We can't wait to be in front of everybody again and singing our songs. So
you know,
close. We've had a couple shows, like as restrictions lowered and cases lowered, we've booked a couple shows, and then, you know, they jump again, and so, yeah.
You know, I get that, I really, really do. But the reason why I'm asking that is I'm kind of working into something here. Would you, once all this is all said and done, and the borders are now opened again, would you consider coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
yeah, that would be very cool. Yeah,
That would be amazing.
Well, I gotta let you know, we're a bit crazy here, though.
That's okay. We're crazy too.
Believe me, everybody says that until they come up with the hoo-hoo grub. Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
No.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let me fill you in on this, because it is a tradition that Aurora Entertainments and Galaxy, when we bring bands into the country, we introduce them to the hoo-hoo grub. Now, it is an indigenous folks of New Zealand, of course. We're talking about the Maori. It is a delicacy that they still partake in. They do, don't they?
I think they do.
Yeah, they do.
Certain
Yeah.
areas?
The IT guys confirming they still do this. You're familiar with a caterpillar, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is like a caterpillar on steroids. Well, you know, like a double-decker bus to a mini.
Okay.
Now, are you familiar with white worm, the tequila with the white worm in the bottom?
Yeah.
Ever tried it?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, it's nothing like that, okay? It's,
Okay.
it's bigger, and, well, we can put alcohol involved if you really want it, and most people do, before, during, and after, to be honest with you. But what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky, but when you crunch down on the body of this, it tastes like creamy peanut butter.
Really? Oh, wow. That's cool.
I tell you what, I'll get Barbara to send you the instructional videos, okay, just to show you that when not pulling your leg, it really does happen. And believe it,
Try it.
well, you got to wonder about the guy that's handing you a bowl of these live wiggly things, you know, and expecting you to eat one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that, it's me. No mentality at all. You're safe there, literally. So that's why I say maybe alcohol before, during, and after you know, incorporate the white worm deal. Believe me, it's fun. But we have a thing. Now, we're made up of 3 islands here in New Zealand. Right down the very bottom, we're made up... Well, the island got a name. It's called Stewart Island, right? Then whoever named New Zealand ran out of imagination and called the next island South. Yeah, you got it. The next one after that, North. Hey, believe me, I'm into renaming things, I've got to be honest, and I think those 2 actually need to be renamed or even addressed about it. Much like the moon, for instance, which is an interesting scenario. You'd see scientists these days are finding new planets and new moons all the time, right? And then they have the audacity to name these things. They don't ask the people that live on these planets, they'll just name it anyway, you know what I'm saying? So all of these planets and moons get a name. And no, really? Fair enough. Talking about wetters. Anyway, our moon is simply named Moon, which I think is bloody boring, don't you?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so...
I've never thought about that until now.
Well, it is. I mean, hey, everybody has a moon. They has, you know, it's got a planet, decent-sized planet. They have a moon. The moon gets a bloody name. Ours is just called Moon. I think that's, well, up for discussion. We need to rename it. Give it a name. I'm going for Celestial Body Brian.
I like that.
Yeah, and besides, it would look good on a check, don't you think?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm always up for receiving checks from Celestial Body Brian anytime. I've got to be honest. But now let's get back to the hoo-hoo grub. Down the west coast of the South Island is a little town, little place called Hokitika. And down there they have a wild foods festival. You know about festivals, kids wandering around, candy floss, hot dogs, all that kind of thing. Yeah, not there. No, not there at all, actually. Believe me, you might find somebody with a locust or a wetter, as my IT guy says, on a stick, you know, deep fried. We'll deep fry it for you, but rather than a hot dog. And that's where we do of course, the hoo-hoo grub. But being down the South Island, have you ever heard of a place called Queenstown?
Yeah.
Not Queensland, that's in Australia. That's where all the guys wear dresses, apparently.
Okay.
By the way, I give Australians a bit of stick. You'll pick up on it very, very shortly. But Queenstown, a little boutique town down the west coast of the South Island, right down the bottom. And it's a place where all the A-listers go to, well, you know, get away from the paparazzi, their friends. You know, they take their... friends with them and go and have some fun down there, and a place down there. Well, you never know who you might run into, like Shania Twain. Are you familiar with Shania Twain?
Yes,
Yeah, she owns property down there. Kevin Costner was down there before the pandemic started, same with Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise. They all go there. You never know who you might run into. Even Taylor Swift apparently was down there just a wee while before this thing hit. But now check this out. You can run into anybody, but you don't want to run into me.
Why is that?
I'll throw you off a bridge. We have a thing down there, and believe me, I know the guy very, very well who brought it into the country. Bungee jumping.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take you down there, throw you off a bridge, but you're not Australian, we'll actually attach the bungee.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that idea. We'll even put you out over a big slingshot swing out over a gorge and stuff. Fantastic rides, it really, really is. And then we'll take you to what we call the shot over. And that is literally a big river where we have these super jets, super boats, and just turn the damn things inside out.
Sounds good. Wow.
That,
We are
well, it's adrenaline, you know what I mean? And if it doesn't scare you, I'll put you on there until it does.
Yeah, great. Challenge accepted. Let's go.
I like it. And, well, have you guys ever thought about, you know, skydiving?
Yeah, we've talked about it all the time, that we're going to go sometime.
Okay, well, I tell you what, when you get here, I will personally take you skydiving. I've been doing it for about 37 years.
Wow. Okay. Sounds good.
So I don't mind throwing you out of a perfectly good plane as well.
All right.
I love it.
A plane, it's good for us.
Now, while, Barbara, can you just squeeze this thing back here again? While we have this, Western Simonis, it's your birthday. Many, many happy returns, my friend. Thank you for joining us today. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. And want to see you in that shirt more often. I really, really do. You know the one. You do. Happy birthday, bro. Western Simonis is a good friend of ours coming out of the States, so believe me. He's celebrating his birthday. Another year older. Goes quick, doesn't it? It really does. Before you know it, 18-year-olds are 22 and then 24, and, well, it just goes crazy from there. But they still raid mum's fridge. So anyway, while are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, well, about an hour and a half away from the office where we are right now is actually the original set of Hobbiton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, apparently one of the security carts, you know, the security guards drive around on those little golf carty things. Apparently one went missing.
Oh.
It's in the road.
Yeah, ended up in the middle of a lake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so apparently I'm not allowed back. They didn't know that I actually went to university with Peter Jackson, the guy who was the producer of Lord of the Rings. So we'll negotiate this one, see how it goes. What do you reckon? As you may know, I'm kind of into a little bit of shenanigans, if you know what I mean. So believe me, we love to do weird and wonderful things here in New Zealand. Here's one for you to think about. Have you ever thought about getting tattoos?
I think we might have all thought about it individually, but definitely not matching tattoos. We haven't thought about that.
Okay, well, I'll tell you something. I want to get Barbara a tattoo.
Okay.
And she says to me, if you guys get a tattoo, she will.
Really? Okay, well, we'll think about it then and let you know. It's tempting.
Yeah.
What if we just do like
Do a
rock, paper, scissors, and then the
documentary
loser of the three of us has to get a tattoo? What about that?
That's fine, but we got to put it in a place where, well, you know, it might be interesting. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not on the face or anything like that. We will keep it, you know, but something, you know, maybe on an arm or maybe on a back or on a leg or something like that, where you'll never forget New Zealand. What do you reckon?
Sounds good.
I like that. And in fact, you guys get a tattoo. If you get Barbara to have a tattoo, I will get one as well.
Oh, wow.
Believe me, I'm right there with that. I really am. And I've got a couple. I've got a few. But I find that once you get one, they become addictive and you want more and more and more.
Gosh,
And
I'm
before
never
you know it,
all these,
you've got something like you and me scribed on your shoulder or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like sweet and dude. One guy's got dude on his back, one guy's got sweet on his back. They can't see what it is, and they're going, "What's yours?" Sweet. The other one goes, "Dude, sweet." Yeah, it goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? It really, really does. But you never know. You could get you and me tattooed on. I think that would be, well, inventive, actually. Tell me about you and me.
Yeah, so that's a song I wrote quite a few years ago. It was sort of inspired by, I like to write songs based on usually people or experiences. And so I was thinking of like maybe an older couple, like our grandparents, and I would think how would they reflect on life and what would they maybe want? And so I thought of this older couple that is looking to just reminiscing on times that were just simpler and a bit more innocent. And so that was kind of just that's kind of what inspired this song.
You know, this is your most requested song to date at Galaxy. It really, really is. 2,703 requests so far and climbing. 2,703. That is phenomenal. No wonder I can't get through a breakfast show without playing New Law right here at Galaxy. Here's you and me. How you feeling, guys? You okay?
Yeah, we're great. I actually have to get going though because I have a school assignment due, so I'm gonna leave you in the hands of just my brothers. So
Oh, do you think I'm going to be
Nice to
safe,
meet
Ty? have a good day, my friend. Please take care, won't you?
I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, he's in mechanical engineering last year at university.
Oh God, that's painful. I remember those days. I do. Believe me, the first 3 years, no worries. You know,
Yeah.
with BAs, which is basically a piss degree, to be honest. But believe me, I remember those days. I do. Bonnie Pappenhuisen. Bonnie Pappenhuisen. Thank you for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with
We
us.
have Chris Andreas on.
Chris Andreas, brother. Nice to have you. And say hi to Jimmy for us, won't you, Chris? Believe me, he's doing a good job with you. We have gone down again.
Really?
Yeah, and we just had an engineer leave. Where'd you go?
I have no idea.
Oh dear. Not good. Have a look at the ones in the other room, will you? Cool. Damn, it's hot in here. 22 degrees, that's hot. In here,
for joining
for
us.
those guys that are
Love you all.
in the
Come
United
back
States,
again, please.
86.1 degrees Fahrenheit in this office. Melty hot. It is. It's very, very hot. I want to talk to you about the forthcoming work that we are going to receive. Is this off a new EP or is it in an EP that's in the process of being made?
Yeah, so I actually sent you 3 songs. I can't remember exactly which ones I sent. Next to Me and Wish I Was There, I know were 2 of them, and they're going to be on an upcoming EP that we're going to release in April of this year.
Nice, nice. Well, I tell you what, how would you like to come back and we'll coincide something
In April.
with your release?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
and then I sent Take My Breath Away again, but you guys have that one. So Wish I Was There and Next to Me are the two other songs I sent you,
Awesome.
and they're coming out in April.
Awesome,
All right,
awesome.
well-
Well, I would love to catch up with you guys again and do more. As the team here tell me, literally you're in about 90 odd cities right now around the world, so it is fantastic. I will tell you how many are online once we've done this, if you know what I mean, because I found out very, very quickly if I told them how many were online at the start of it, and still we had that, had the interview and it was still clicking over then. A lot of them got dry mouthed and tight bummed. There's a few online, there really is.
Very cool.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I think we will too.
Very well.
Based on those numbers requested, like that was crazy to us. So.
Oh, believe me, bro. It's all there. It's right in the numbers, and I've got a statistician that just nails with numbers all the time. You know what I mean?
Well,
How did they do in America's Got Talent?
Yeah. How did you do with America's Got Talent?
So when we went on, Simon didn't actually like our song, so we didn't make it through. But the frustrating part was we didn't really have a choice in the song. It was their producers chose what song we sang.
Okay.
Okay. And then Simon didn't like it, so unfortunately we didn't go through. But
Bloody
yeah, it was still a great
Simon.
experience.
Let's go back to the desk. We'll wrap this up, but don't go anywhere just yet because we do a couple of
Simon
other things after this.
You don't know
Lady
what you've
Simon
missed
Cowell,
out.
eh?
You don't know what you've missed out on, Simon.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and it is nice to have Bonnie Pappenhuisen and Roger Adams joining us live here at Galaxy, and looking forward to meeting you, Roger, in the near future. I really, really am. Little Birdie told me I got some music of yours, so we'll look into that. In the meantime, we're going to wrap this up right now. But guys, I'd be very, very honoured if you'd come back again and possibly release new music with us. Would you consider that?
Yes, we'd love to.
Absolutely, we would love to be back.
Absolutely brilliant. Excuse me, I was about ready to cough then. I apologise about that. Now, just wondering, can we introduce you to a couple of our friends from around the world? One has a magazine. He lives in a place with about 8 million people and has a huge, huge chunk of them being involved in that with the magazine. They follow him. And then at the same time, I have a friend of mine in Germany who has a TV podcast kind of show, and would love to be able to introduce you guys to him as well. And believe me, he gets a huge following all the way through Europe. Would you mind if I introduced you to these guys?
That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Now,
I don't mind at all.
I've got one other question. I'm a little tentative to ask this, but have you guys ever been signed?
We have not, no. That's kind of what we view as the next step in our career, but no, we have not been signed.
Okay,
Cool.
well, I have a friend, okay? He's actually in England, to be very honest with you, but he does have a record label, and I know he would be very interested in having a chat to you, because now, not only does he have his own radio stations, he does TV shows, works in with Warner Brothers, does major concerts over in the UK, has connections all the way through Germany, all the way down through into India. All of these guys are all connected too, by the way. I've got to be honest with you. They all know each other, work well together. Well, you see, now let's look at it this way. If we can get you guys here in New Zealand, then over to Australia. We'll do a few shows in Australia, maybe 4 shows here in New Zealand, 8 shows in Australia, because we like their money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they can't spell beer, it's 4 X's. They just, yeah. It is true. But then, at the same time, we could get you through the UK, through Germany, through into India, stop off at Japan and a few places like that, you know, just to have some fun, maybe some sake. And, well, now it's turned into a world tour. If you think about it, would you be interested in entertaining that idea?
We would be, yes, very interested.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'll do is, now, Dr. John from Dr. John's Unsigned Surgery, I'll give him a tap on the shoulder. Now, he's been doing this for about 20 odd years, okay, so believe me, it's not often that I give him a tap on the shoulder and say, hey, listen, I think you should have a look at this, because I respect his job, I respect what he does and how he does it. But every now and again, I do find a band that I would like to just have them peruse, if you know what I mean. Now, I'll get Barbara to set this up for you. It'll probably be on a messenger kind of deal to start with, you know, a group thing, and then we'll leave you to talk to John, John to talk to you, and get to know each other. Believe me, I think he's got a good deal. I really, really do, but that's only my opinion. I won't. That's my disclaimer. I won't get anywhere involved in that, if you know what I mean. But very, very successful people come out of that stadium, out of that stable, you know what I mean? So if you would like us to introduce you to John, I would be more than happy. In fact, I'd be very proud to introduce you to my friend John, just keeping in mind that he is English.
That's okay. That would be amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, and believe me, I'd be very honoured to do so. So guys, hang in there for just a couple of seconds. We're going to do a couple of other things yet. Take some crazy photos, all for multimedia purposes, stuff like that. Do a very quick video that we'll put on our website, because that's where everybody goes and has a look. And then, you know, they don't just live stream us. They get nosy and go and have a look through your pages. And I've got to be honest, guys, sometimes I feel very oogled, you know what I mean? I really do. So we'll do that, but right now, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Coming up, Gin Blossoms and Allison Road. You're right here at Galaxy. Good morning.